10 days ago, one person with 10 disposable email addresses stole nearly $40 in one afternoon. My free tier wasn't free anymore. It was a credit farming loophole. I tried to fix it. Then I realized the fix was the wrong answer. I'm letting them do it again on purpose. Here's why. Hello, my name's Elliot. I've been operating businesses for the last 10 years in manufacturing and retail distribution. I've built, sold, and even closed companies. Now I'm building Celavii and Cutmaster and working with other creators through their agentic journey. This is Operator Mode. This is the story of how a decade in retail distribution rewrote the way I price my AI product. Every AI founder I know prices their product like a SaaS. Monthly subscriptions, fixed tier pricing, and free tiers on the on-ramp. I did the same, and it almost cost me my company. Celavii itself exists because I was priced out of a $60,000 a year tool for my regulated retail business. I had a decade of pricing instincts, and I still got it wrong. In the next 9 minutes, you'll get 2 operator pricing patterns SaaS founders don't have. The hybrid model I'm shipping this week, and the part that looks like a bug, but it's the real moat. The story starts before Celavii. I needed an influencer marketing platform for the regulated retail business I was running. In regulated categories, you cannot run traditional advertising. Influencer marketing is one of the only viable channels businesses can explore. The category leaders charge $60,000 a year per license. My marketing was $100,000. $60,000 would have gone to the license. That would have left $40,000 to pay creators. The math didn't work, so I built my own. That's what Celavii is. It's the product I needed and couldn't pay for. Every operator in this channel has been here. You hit the price wall on a tool category leaders charge enterprise rates for. You learn enough about the workflow to know that the tool isn't worth what they're charging for. You build it. That's the operator bridge made literal. And the moment you have something to sell, you forget that wall. That's the operator's secret shame. We forget our own friction the moment we have the product to charge for, which is exactly what I did. I priced Celavii like a SaaS. Free 250 credits, starter tier $49, pro tier $99, enterprise $249. In February, I audited my own pricing. I'd set my overage prices below my cost of goods. Pro plan was negative 100% margin, enterprise was negative 167. I had been running pricing decisions for a decade. I still got it wrong in my product for months. That's not a tooling failure. That's the SaaS framing infecting an operator's mind that should have known better. Operators who ran retail have 2 pricing patterns that SaaS founders don't have. Here's the first one. Most AI founders will tell you that free trials is how you reduce friction. 30-day trials, no credit cards, no commitments. It's the standard. I did the same. The operator answer is the opposite. Don't lower the trial duration. Lower the trial unit. Trial unit thinking is the operator move of shrinking your trial down into a sample size. It's small enough that saying yes is faster than thinking about it. Lower the unit. More strangers try. The better product wins on retention, not on the sales call. Think of it like a grocery store sample tray. You don't decide whether to buy a $30 block of cheese based on the description. You decide based on the half square they cut for you. The operators who won regulated retail did not outmargin the competition. They made the unit trial small enough that the product won purely on retention. The $10 credit AI pack is the equivalent of the sample tray. Same instinct, different category. Here's the second pattern, and it's the one that breaks the SaaS founder's brain. Loss-leader-as-flywheel is the operator move of running one operation at cost, not as a giveaway, as a throughput engine. The cheap thing keeps production loaded. The brand stays visible, and the customers it pulls in buy the stuff that actually makes money. Think of it like the rotisserie chicken at Costco. That chicken loses money on every sale, but it pulls you into the warehouse, and you leave with $300 worth of stuff in your cart. I ran a regulated retail product line at cost for years. Production stayed loaded. The customers it pulled in brought our higher margin SKUs at full price. The cheap thing wasn't the product. The cheap thing was the engine, and the expensive thing rode on its back. That maps one-to-one to Celavii. Free tiers scrape the engine. They keep the database loaded with fresh data. They make Celavii visible across the operator audience, and the customers they pull in buy studio rants, image generations, video generations at higher margin tiers. The free scrape isn't the giveaway. It's the throughput driver that makes the thing valuable. 2 patterns, 1 product. And here's how I'm shipping it. 3 commitments, 1 meter infrastructure, a free tier with 250 credits, scrape only. Every free scrape enriches the database moat, a $10 credit pack, full platform access, pay as you go, a monthly subscription at $49.99, $99, and $249 for operators that know they're going to use it. Same products, same credits, same metering infrastructure. Commitment friction is the pre-purchase hesitation cost no founder measures. No analytical tool surfaces it. Is the moment a stranger asks themselves, am I going to forget to cancel it in 3 weeks? That's the moment you lose them. Killing the subscription as the only path in kills that friction. The subscription doesn't go away. It stops being the gatekeeper. Free tier, still free, but the credits can only buy scrapes, not video, not image generation, nothing where you pay the bill and the output walks out the door. Operators charge where the actual marginal cost exists. SaaS founders charge by feature. That's the gap. And here's where the part that looks like a bug becomes the moat. Remember the $40 theft at the cold open? Bomis Bogola, 10 throwaway workspaces. Disposable emails. Roughly $40 of Kling video generations gone in an afternoon. I spent 5 days writing a patch. Atomic credit reservations, refund RPCs, defense in depth at a database layer. I was installing a better log on a door that shouldn't exist. Better engineering on the wrong problem. It was the wrong answer. The right answer was the Loss-leader-as-flywheel pattern from a minute ago. Look at what the attacker is doing for free. Then ask the question, what if the operation I allow on the free tiers are exactly the ones whose marginal costs are near zero, and whose output, compound, and asset I own? If Bomis runs 10 accounts to scrape 2,500 profiles, I pay maybe $20 in provider costs, but my database gets 25 enriched profiles. Every paying customer queries them without having to rescrape them. Bomis isn't an attacker. Bomis is free labor selling an asset I sell. Same move as the regulated retail product line at cost. The cheap thing is the engine. The expensive thing rides on its back. But notice that the reframe only works if you have the right posture. And that's the last pattern. In regulated retail, I made hundreds of pricing decisions per quarter. SKU launches, distributor margin negotiations, trial programs, and shelf allocations. Most of them were wrong. I corrected most of them within 2 weeks. SaaS founders treat pricing decisions like a one-shot commitment. Pick the model, build the funnel, defend the structure. That posture is what makes the SaaS pricing playbook brittle. When the cost of goods scale with usage. The operator iteration pattern. Draw from experience. Run a real risk assessment. Ship the test. Measure what happens. And pivot the moment the data demands it. Trial and error is the moat. The willingness to be wrong fast is the asset. Every other piece of pricing advice in YouTube is framework shape. A 9-box model. A decision tree. A pricing matrix. The operator's actual edge is none of those. It's the comfort with trial and error in a known risk envelope. Here's how you take this with you. If you're building an AI product, 3 pains shrink the moment you internalize this. A free tier that bleeds, restricted to operations whose output compounds into an asset you own. Cost of goods that scale with usage, charge where the actual marginal cost lives. Strangers who won't subscribe, they will pay $10 to try. That's the whole episode in one sentence. $60,000 a year is what I was priced out of. $10 is what I'm pricing other operators into. That's the operator's builder bridge. If you're an operator thinking about an AI product, drop one pricing instinct from your old business. Pick something you don't see in AI content. Best one becomes the next episode. This is Operator Mode.